We be doing some weird ass shit before we start these lives, I swear to God. We're not even live yet. That's the funny part. We're about to be live in a second, though, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just sync up. All right, we're syncing up in 4, 3, 2, 1. Take you back to the, well, like I said before we started, we always do some weird shit before we started, say some weird shit. I was literally meditating. I was just like, but anyways, guys, we are back 3 times this week. I was just got done telling my brother about I'm getting addicted to doing these lives, and I really like them. They're actually pretty fun. When you get more comfortable with talking and stuff and looking at yourself. And the thing was, like, for me, it's like looking at myself talk kind of makes me like stop talking, because I'm used to like just looking at things freely, not having to worry about the camera being on my face. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, that's the point of the lives, and here we are yet again live here on Instagram. Thank you all for joining us here. To all that are joining us, appreciate you all. Do follow us on Twitter and Instagram as always. This is episode 348 of Kicking It with the King. We're trying to hit 350, baby. We got a lot. This is a very special edition too, because the funny part was about the anniversary, the 6-year anniversary of this podcast is I don't know the exact motherfucking date, but I know that that it was what is it called? It's one of those. It's between May and May 16th, and tomorrow is May 16th, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are on the 6-year anniversary of being here on this program, literally growing up through the podcast. So it's really, really important. By the way, I'm rocking the Sugar Show undefeated 13-0, soon to be 14-0 Sean O'Malley, the limited time edition Sugar Show sweater. Be sure to get yours if it's still available, man. Yeah, so on today's show, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to talk about something a little bit different, because I'm kind of burnt out from talking about everything UFC 262, and as we get a little higher, a little bit more under the influence later on in our show, it's the 6th-year anniversary. Salute to all the people that are out here listening. Salute to all the people that are out there doing podcasts in your own realm, in your own universe, or whatever it is, on your own shows, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's cool to be able to do, because it's like I don't have any rules. I don't have anything I have to worry about not talking about and all this different stuff. And I can literally sit here and talk about anything I want. It's my show. Like, I don't have to only talk about specific things and all that, but it's like literally I can do anything I want, say anything I want. Like I said in the ad, for the most part, because you can't just go around saying anything else. My Instagram will get taken down in a heartbeat. And for new listeners, for anybody that doesn't know this, and if you don't know, now you know, my Instagram was taken down because of false, what is it called, posting false stories, I guess. The fact checkers didn't agree with what I had said about the coronavirus, and I said that, where it started, where it originated, and it was like a little cute little TikTok video that I put on there. Yet they pulled it down, and I think after violating the community guidelines on multiple occasions. But yeah, that's why we don't have the other Instagram. That's why we kind of used the KWTK Pod Instagram for a while. But slowly but surely, here we are on my official Instagram, the King _official. If you haven't followed, do follow now. Audio listeners, like I said, this is a multi-platformed podcast, meaning we're live here on Instagram. If you missed the Instagram live, you have the ability to go back and rewatch it on Instagram TV as well. If you don't have time to sit and look at your phone for an hour or longer, you have the ability to also subscribe to our podcast on Spotify Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you get your shows, ladies and gentlemen. Salute. I said salute a long time, and then we never actually took a sip. Well, like I said, yeah, I'm burnt out talking about UFC 262. We might break down and talk about some fight picks later on. Official. I mean, there's really not more we can say than what we already said about UFC 262. It's a great card. I cannot wait to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it in the beginning of the show, though. So, like I said, do follow us on everything, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you click the link in my Instagram bio. Don't leave the live. Click the link in the Instagram bio. Insta bio goes directly to my Insta bio. There's everything podcast related, everything, all my posts, everything that has to do, links to everything. So if you're trying to follow me, if you don't want to have to worry about asking, you don't have to worry about looking at it specifically, man, you could just literally go click the link, folks, and you'll have access to the podcast 100%. You'll be able to look at every single one of my posts, and you will be able to keep up to date, ladies and gentlemen. That's the best part about it. So, beginning, I wanted to actually talk about something completely different. This is something I know a lot of people in the world actually struggle with. I struggle it with myself. Very honest with it. Very open about struggles with anxiety. Man, anxiety is a motherfucking bitch. Like, I was sitting and I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was just like, if there's one thing I could wish that I didn't have, it would be, like, to not have to suffer with anxiety. Because, like, examples of anxiety, say, like, for example, you're going to go buy a car. You're going to go apply at a new job. Or you're a new guy at a new job. Or, the main boss is here, some crazy shit, or you gotta really impress somebody, or you're going on the first date, or you start talking to a new girl, or something like that, and then boom, you just got all this worry. It's like worry. So when you look up the definition of anxiety, it's like an uneasy feeling within. Some people, including myself, at times I've experienced like stomach anxiety, like it hurts in your stomach area, and as well as like, my heart and my chest. Dude, that scared the shit out of me one time. Like, like growing up, having anxiety, I'm just like thinking in my head, I'm like, dude, what if one day my heart just, when I get older or some shit like that, I've been stressing out too much, and one day like my heart gives out. Dude, that would be fucking wild. Like, I'm not trying to die like that. I know there's like people that will like, they'll go and, they'll take like anxiety medication, but dude, nothing triumphs the mind. Like I said, I don't believe in any, like, there's pills that physically do affect your performance and actually do some shit to you. But, like, I don't feel that a pill is going to triumph one of the worst struggles in my own personal life that I've ever had. That's probably the worst thing I've ever have to dealt with in my entire life. Personally wise, anxiety and just getting stressed out and, not overthinking too much. Like I was asked this question the other day about, it's a real fun question you ask your friends when you're in high school and middle school and all that, and you enjoy yourself and you say it. But okay, for example, you guys can't even see my eyes because of the reflection, huh? Blue light filter time, blue light filter time, blue light, here we go. Blue light filter. Well, on there, alright, let's get back into it. So, a question that I was asked for a while would be, what would be your superpower if you could have a superpower, right? And I would think about it for a second, like, no, I don't want the most money, I don't want to be able to live long, I don't want to live forever, maybe live forever and be indestructible, or maybe have some, like, super soldier serum, like a Captain America or something like that. I definitely don't want to be a millionaire or something like that. That's just, realistically looking at it, you could think about how much money you're going to have in your bank account and be able to be well off, and quite possibly, ladies and gentlemen, quite possibly, you might be well off. You might go buy your acres of land. You may have your house built there. You might take your beautiful family up there and never have to come back down to the city again. Because let me tell you, man, living like in the city and near the city, it's exhausting. You got dumbass drivers. If you're in the California area, you're here in California tuning in for this episode of Kicking It with the King, you know that motherfucking California drivers, dude. The ratio, I did a podcast on this a while back. The ratio in the freaking the record for how many California deaths, drunk driving, just how many freaking car crashes California gets in general, dude, off the chart. Fucking insane, dude. It's fucking insane. Just like people don't know how to drive and shit like that out here. You know what I mean? But fuck, I lost my train of thought, man. It's like live forms of dementia here happening here on this motherfucking podcast. No, I think it's because I'm anxious to smoke my pen, which has air bubbles. If you look, it has air bubbles. But let's get back to talking about the anxiety. So, anxiety is like the worst pain. You're so nervous to do shit. For me, I'm pacing back and forth, unable to relax, unable to sleep. And when I'm able to sleep, you better hope you don't toss and turn or get up for a second. Because you know, like how some people will be sleeping, right? And you get up in the middle of the night to go take a piss or something like that. Take a piss like that, you know what I mean? That's some things I do. I piss a lot at night, man. And I at least go to the take a piss like 2 times or something every night. You know what I mean? Is that bad? Is that bad to say? I mean, I drink a lot of water too, though. That's the thing. I drink a lot of water and a lot of fluids and stuff too. I mean, I have a really bad addiction to soda. Not really bad addiction. It's just where I work offers free soda, so I'm like, what do I want to poison my body with today? What am I going to do today? I mean, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Just to straight up just drink water, man. Maybe I got to bring this big-ass jug with me everywhere I go. You know what I mean? Like, bring this big-ass jug. I mean, take a picture. That's a good picture right there. But, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. I know my body, though. I know my body the best. But, yeah, going back to, like, the anxiety shit, man, it's like, oof, you can't do anything. Like, if I'm late for work or anything, or if I'm late to something I'm supposed to be at, and we set a time frame for being somewhere, that shit is nerve-wracking, man. I'll get nervous. I get hella nervous if I'm late, or I hella nervous if I'm, thinking about the day before and stuff like that. I mean, there was a time where I worked at a local, like a Target. I worked in the mobile center, so it was like a Target mobile. Like, I didn't work directly for the store, but I worked in the store, and we kind of had like a partnership, the companies. I don't know, it was a third-party company I was working in there, but, like, I would go home having to think about a sales pitch because they wanted to try to sell a certain amount of quotes of direct TV for a month, and so they kept reporting in. They wanted us to report in on the app. Realistically, I'm an overthinker. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, dude, I don't think anybody buys direct TV in a Target. Most people I know either go directly to AT&T, directly to DirecTV, or some people go to Costco. I mean, Costco's fun, man. It's like, what is like $50 a year for the membership, and you can go in there and buy shit in stocks and be stocked up. Like, I got my whole freaking sanctuary here stocked up completely from going. I mean, I spent $100 at Costco and be perfectly fine with that, but it just depends on your household, how many kids you got, how many people you have. I mean, really don't have too many people here. So, I mean, for me personally, I'm able to, like, save the stuff. I mean, I have bad habits sometimes of, like, spending money day by day to eat rather than just getting something, making some food and taking it to work or taking it places and stuff, because I'm usually like on the go most of the time, so I really don't have time to sit and eat. But when I do, like right now, for example, like before this very program, I could have made like a sandwich or ate something, but I tend to wait a little bit later and stuff. And like I said, I'm just trying to not eat a lot. You know what I mean? One thing I do gotta do is get rid of the fucking soda habit, man. If you had a soda fucking drinking habit or a beer drinking habit, man, you gotta tune it down just a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is the 6th fucking year anniversary, so you can get a little look at this fucking sweater, man. This is cool. 6 motherfucking years together, and salute to 6 more. 666 more years of the Kicking It with the King podcast, unless we get pulled off the internet for making fun. But I'm sitting up proper now. Yeah, so like I said, for that anxiety, man, I get anxiety driving. I get anxiety sometimes, like going in public, like waiting in line and shit. Like, if it's a smooth line, and I go to the store, and I have my shopping cart already, whether it's Walmart, Target, or, like mainly like Safeway, Food for Less, whatever it is, wherever the fuck you go, and stuff. I mean, it's like, dude, was waiting in line for me. It's nerve-wracking, but then it's like, I realize that all these motherfuckers are just in here going to get their food and, looking to go home after that. Like a normal human being. Right? So like a normal human being, and, just all people, all families, everybody just all trying to, go get some food. So I realize I'm standing there in line looking around. I gotta wear a fucking mask that what's it called, limits my breathing. And that's something I was thinking about too. Was just one of the things that like got me so upset and thinking about it and stuff. I mean, I know that we just got the president just talked about, if you've been vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask out in public. And they're telling the businesses to lift the regulation, especially if you've been vaccinated. I don't know, they're going to be checking for vaccination cards. Like, this whole thing's going to, I don't know exactly how all this thing's going to go, but I know personally, like right now, I'm good. I don't want to have to get vaccinated if I don't need to. I mean, there's been histories of people who've never gotten vaccinated or gotten shots or anything in their entire life, and they live past 100. It's a real thing, man. As long as you keep in perfect health and stuff like that. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I'm not a scientist or nothing like that. I know we've had our dabbles in and out with the coronavirus conspiracies and all the different things that we've talked about here on the program. But one of the things I felt like the main point of this particular topic just brought up was the mask thing, right? So I'm wearing my mask. I'm already having trouble breathing because I'm a cardio machine, man. I'm a guy that relies on my energy, my cardio, my movement, my everything. And if I don't have my cardio and I'm unable to breathe, man, you're taking a big necessary part out of my repertoire. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't get to breathe, and it's like it sucks. On top of that, I'm having to wait in line. On top of that, I don't know how these weird ass motherfuckers are gonna be with my mask being down, or how people get upset about the you have your mask up like this, right? And people will have it covering, but your nose will be showing still. And there's been a lot of memes and a lot of pictures and stuff out there that talk about how you're supposed to wear a mask and how you're not supposed to wear a mask, and fuck, dude, for my fucking sake of my life, I'm not dying for nobody else. The fuck? If I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I'm not gonna let my breathing be impacted just because people think masks are gonna work and automatically, magically, nobody has to wear masks anymore if you're vaccinated. Like, what the fuck is that? Well, they never had that with the flu. They never done none of that shit with the flu. So it's kind of all odd to me. But like I said, we're not going to dabble in and all that in that kind of area. But it's just all fucking odd to me. So whatever happens, happens. And yeah, there's a war going on in Israel too that nobody talks about. No, neither does the mainstream media. But we're not here to talk about all that stuff. It's just the stuff that we see. It's the stuff that's on there. It's real life. It's actually what's really happening in the world that we're living in. But anyways, we didn't even have a solid topic in here to talk about. I mean, like I said, I'm burnt out on UFC 262, so we were talking about the anxiety. Like, I have some anxiety, like, in my chest and stuff. I mean, I'm not going to talk about the reasons why here on this very program, just regular life things, but, if I could have a superpower to kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier, I'll just be like, like, I would have a superpower to not, like, think too much, not freak out, like, how there's people who are like, I'm having anxiety, oh my god, I'm so nervous right now. Like, no, it's not like that, dude. It's like I'll suffer within. You just suffer within and don't tell anybody. It's like you just don't tell anybody about it. It's not like it's unmanageable. Like it's manageable. It's just you gotta really tell everybody you have anxiety every time you have something like, when you're in fucking fast food or you're in fucking Walmart or some shit. The type of anxiety that I would get to be all the freaking customers coming, looking out the fucking window, seeing a long line, seeing a bunch of people coming in. Like, say for example, if you work like a Target or a Walmart, oh, everything's on sale, 50% off, or say they have some wild, crazy ass sale or some shit like that, right? Boom, you didn't have, for me, for certain things like shit like that, I'd be like, oh damn, all the customers coming in and, worried about how rude they're going to be, or, like I said, you can't sit around, and my hair is fucking a mess right now, it's bedhead, that's why I have my fucking hood on, what's it called, if you sit around worried about how everyone else is gonna act or what they're gonna do and shit like that, then you've already failed, man. You're already going into the deep waters, and that's one thing I learned, like I said. So when I'm out in public or I'm thinking a certain way about certain shit and all that, I try not to think about, like, when I'm sitting here, like, I realize, like, I'm better than all these people. I'm not saying, like, I'm better than all of them, but we're in different leagues. We're doing different things. I realize everybody has their lives and stuff, but I know where I'm at, and I know what I'm doing, and, I'm just out there living life or just simply going and doing shit. So, like I said, if you spend too much time thinking about what other people are thinking about you or what other people are thinking about just anything else, if you're worried about other people and you're not focusing on yourself and shit like that, then that's like that's where a lot of people tend to fuck shit up. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people tend to fuck shit up because they're thinking too much about the other stuff and not focusing on the important things, right? That's a really important trait to have in life, is focusing on the things that matter, focusing on the things that benefit you, and focusing on what you can control. Because one of the worst things also is not being worrying about shit you can't control. Like, if you're worrying about things you can't control, you're just causing yourself an abundance of social anxiety, physical anxiety, and it's not fun. Nobody likes anxiety. I mean, if you like anxiety, slap yourself across the face. Like, I like anxiety. I mean, it always lets me be a little bit, it makes me worried about certain shit. And I wish there was an off switch for certain things. I'm like, I don't want to be nervous to go into work. Like, I've gone into work more days than anything this year. Why the fuck am I nervous about this next shift? Why the fuck am I nervous to do this? Why am I nervous to do that? Like, it's just regular life, man. Everybody's just living regular life like normal human beings, and we all have things we got to do. We all have callings. We know everybody has to go get a job. Everybody has to make money. Everybody has to pay bills. Everybody has to, feel what it feels like to suffer at times. Like, if you haven't suffered or faced adversity in life or anything like that, then you really haven't lived. Especially if you don't know what it feels like. I've gone through things in life, and I've heard people on multiple occasions, and just in conversations out in public with friends, with topics, with conversations and stuff. Oh, I know what that feels like. Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? You don't. Shut your ass up. You're lying, right? Most people that are talking like that, they don't know. That's why you got to be around people that do know, right? Like, you got to be around people, like, I was just talking about this on the phone the other day. I surround myself with people that help me grow. That people who have suffered in their own lives, but you're around some friends and people that have really, what's it called, came through in life. They're able to withstand life. They're able to get through the pains. They're able to come back from the pains, and they were able to there's an echo, that's why I put these on. I just want people around me that know how to get through the roughest parts of life and still carry a smile, still be fun, still live life. I mean, just because you have a bad or a checkered past and all that, it doesn't mean you're a bad person moving forward. You still have an opportunity to do good. You still have an opportunity to, prosper and withstand life's worst situations. You know what I mean? But speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, quickly follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you all for joining too, by the way. KWTK Pod on Instagram and Twitter. GTheKing_official. You can follow us, like, share, rate, review for our podcast, available on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts and all the major podcast providers. Everywhere you get your shows, ladies and gentlemen, you can subscribe and, like I said, share, rate, review, give us a good review. Tell us how you feel about the show. Tell your friends, your family, and everybody to tune in to one of your favorite, most entertaining, rising podcasts on the market. And as well, anchor.fm/KWTK pod to listen, stream, and donate and support your favorite podcast. If you want to donate, if there's an option to, you don't have to. I don't rely on people to do shit like that. Just a fucking option. If you want to, be sure to check that out. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for joining us here on our lives and stuff like that. It's like an episode, but it's like an Instagram live, so it's kind of cool because if you're like an independent guy or it's just me generally talking, it's kind of cool to have like an Instagram live and sit there and talk for about an hour or so. I know Instagram live, I think it was like yesterday or some shit like that. We tried to do an Instagram live for about like more than an hour, and the podcast was longer than an hour, so the Instagram live ended. So when the Instagram live ended, we were still live, like we were still recording. I was still shooting an episode of the podcast. Let's take a hit of the stizzy, baby. Crossfade. Damn. I mean, that's one way to cure your anxiety, right? Well, dude, it's a sickness, man. If you're like I said, if you're suffering with anxiety and you gone through it and you know what it feels like, a lot of people not iconically diagnose themselves with anxiety or for what I've seen from friends, from just people in general, because a lot of people will come and talk to me about, like, I'm the type of person that people will come and talk about their problems, or, like, in the past, haven't given advice to a lot of people. I mean, I've done podcasts, I've written quotes, I've really been in the kind of vibe to help people out, whether it's with my posts, whether it's on my Snapchat. If you follow all those different things, mainly Instagram, Snapchat, and probably Facebook, you look at relatively a lot of the media and a lot of the stuff I do share is positive based, and quotes and positive shit overall, because I'm just overall a positive guy, strong mind, deeply focused on being successful in life, and focused on accomplishing things, and a normal human being just as everybody else, and somebody with a dream, and somebody that obviously, like I said, wants to be someone of importance in a way. Like, I don't rely on that every single day. I mean, I think about my goals every single day, but I have goals in life, and we all have things in life that we want to do and accomplish, and I never lose sight of the things that matter the most, or the goals that matter the most, and that's why I feel that I'm here every single day. That's why we are here on nearly 350 plus episodes in on the 6th year anniversary episode. It doesn't feel like a 6th year anniversary episode. It just feels like a normal episode today, but it's like, dude, you don't even need to celebrate, man. We could really celebrate here on this podcast, but maybe we'll get some guests. And we've been saying that for a while, though. But what I think will really make it cool for Instagram would be to have someone join in on the Instagram live and we could talk on the Instagram Live, and we could maybe start the podcast off with the Instagram Live. You know what I mean? Depending on the guests and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm very picky and stuff, and I've got to have somebody that knows how to talk and somebody that you can really have, discuss and have a good time on the podcast. You know what I mean? People like that, actually like to continue talking and stuff like that. But, generally I'm around people that I know I can, trust, and generally around cool ass people. So most people that I would probably invite on here would be a great addition for the lives and stuff like that. Like I said, this is a new thing. It's really cool. I mean, like I said, I'm really, really passionate about what I've been doing. I've definitely been trying to up the promotion and a lot of the shows, a lot of the episodes. I mean, if you've seen a lot of the work I've been putting in on Instagram, if you look at it on Snapchat, it's everywhere, man. I try to put it everywhere to get it to the most people, like, that outreach, you know what I mean? Getting the outreach to the most people. I mean, I've put together some of the clips for TikTok as well. It's on Instagram. This video will be available on Instagram for everybody to view as well. I will save it as well, and I will upload it to YouTube. It will be available on YouTube. So it'll be available on our YouTube channel. The last few episodes of the podcast we've done on Instagram Live will, like I said, these will be available too. So it's just literally building a motherfucking brand each and every episode, man. It's been 6 long years, and there's a side of me. I've been doing podcasts longer than a lot of people have, actually, and there's a good amount of people that I've actually done more episodes and had more podcast time behind the mic than, too, for sure. So I mean, that sits in my head too. So I mean, like, I'm not really worried about anyone else or competitions or anything. I'm doing things in life that I love to do, and I have a lot of belief in the things that I do personally, and like the way that I think about things, man. I just feel like the way that I think about things, I really map it out. I really make and do things very detailed in life. Like, I'm a very detail oriented kind of person, you know what I mean? So I'm very detailed oriented. So I mean, like, I do things in scenes, like a movie, right? You got to do the things according to the plan and eventually get to where you want to be, because you mapped it out. You mapped out the long road to get to where you need to be, and that's exactly how I live life, man. And I have a backup plan for a lot of things, man, especially if something bad happens in life. It's not the end. It may feel like the end sometimes when we all suffer or we all go through things and stuff, but I've just been through so much in life to where it's like, dude, it's another day in the fucking office. I gotta take it like a man and get through it in life. You got to get through things. There's tough things that are gonna come your way in life, and you've got to be ready to combat it 24/7. That's how you live life. That's how you get through things. That's how you accomplish things. And that's how you... what a perfect way to end the podcast if we were to end it saying that. Just motivational quote at the fucking end. That's some real shit, though. I work hard in life. I dedicate my mind, my body, and my soul to greatness. I accomplish things. I set goals out for myself. I watch over myself and my closest people. And, like I said, I'm a loyal person. I'm very, very loyal. Are we fucked up here on the show? That's what happens. These shows are the kind of shows that happen when we run out of things to talk about. Because we talked literally about UFC 262 earlier this week, right? And we talked about it twice. And I did say earlier, if you remember, on the program, that we were gonna break some fights down later on, or something like that. Not break some fights down, but like talk about there's nothing to say. History is going to be made regardless. Michael Chandler wins, which is later today, actually, UFC 262. I might, after the podcast, I actually might check out and catch some of the prelims, but I don't know when they start. and I don't want to cut it close. Because I do, like I said, this is a constant reoccurring theme on here. How about you go back to every single time I do a podcast before a pay-per-view? I'm never able to watch it live. I'm always working. There's always things to do. But hey, we get to enjoy the 6-year anniversary together on the night of UFC 262. So you think about the great fights that are going to happen tonight. Did you know, actually, maybe my fire has just gotten more lit to end the show with talking about everything UFC 262, everything that's going on in the UFC. But for tonight, bonuses, fight of the night, performance of the night will be $75,000. $75,000! Not $50,000, $75,000. Now, one thing that's always been on my mind, something I always thought about when it comes to these fighters and stuff. Oh, they're fighting 3 times a year, and you look at a lot of these fighters in mid tier and high tier, top tier. Some of the guys are ranked in the top 10, aren't getting paid a crazy ass amount of money. But it's how do you manage your money throughout the entire year? Manage your house payment, manage your bills, pay your coaches, pay your gym fees. It's so fascinating. I'm not saying oh, how do they do it? I'm just saying it's so fascinating because I know how stressful it can be to not have money or be in that kind of position. I mean, anybody's felt that in their life at any point in time and stuff. So it's just crazy to see and think about that. But yeah, man, $75,000 is a game changer, man. Thank you to Tony Ferguson for that. And I feel if you're a fighter fighting on the fight card tonight, UFC 262 live on pay-per-view. You can order it on the ESPN Plus app. Hey, ESPN Plus, hire me, man. Let me be a podcast. Do a podcast for ESPN. You know what I mean? Let me work in ESPN. I'll change the game over there for sure. A very good and very talented guy too. But yeah, man, it's a great card tonight. Very excited for it. Like I said earlier, just 5 seconds ago, history will be made regardless of if Chandler wins or if Oliveira wins. Like I said, Oliveira slowly but surely, molded himself inside the octagon, grown up inside the octagon, and turned into essentially one of the best lightweights on the planet, and probably one of the top 5 submission artists in the entire UFC history. Like I said, his submissions are nasty. Charles Oliveira wins. It'll be a lifetime inside the octagon of hard work that's dealt him the UFC lightweight championship belt. Exciting for Charles Oliveira if he's able to get the job done. For Michael Chandler, a lifetime of hard work, a lifetime of being a champion. I mean, multiple time champion in Bellator. He's fought in Ryzen. He's been on the right side of so many impressive wins, so many historical fights. The Eddie Alvarez fights. I mean, he's fought Benson Henderson. I mean, Michael Chandler is absolutely deserving of this title shot because of his career, because of what he's done in his whole entire career. And the difference between me and you when it comes to how ignorant fight fans are saying, oh, it's only been one fight in the UFC. He doesn't deserve a fight. Well, maybe he just proved that he belongs here by knocking out a top 5 guy in the first round in impressive fashion. I think Michael Chandler can do that to anybody. I think he can do that to Charles Oliveira. And very well may do that to Charles Oliveira later tonight. So it'll be a sock in the mouth of those motherfuckers that don't think Michael Chandler deserves a fight. I mean, he deserves a fight. He's been fighting way longer than Charles Oliveira. He trains with some absolute killers. Tussles with Usman. Trained with the Black Zillion team at one point. Now, I don't know the name I don't remember the fucking name. It was Henry Hoof's new coaches, a new team, or what the hell the new gym's called, or something like that. But I know that he trains with some absolute fucking monsters all the time, and this whole time he's been fighting. He's been in phenomenal shape. He obviously hasn't seemed to have lost a step. Seemed like a lifetime over in the Bellator cage. Comes over to the UFC and has yet to really establish a UFC career, but now with the win that Michael Chandler had over Charles Oliveira. Not Charles Oliveira. Dan Hooker. He will fight Charles Oliveira tonight, and if he gets a job done over Charles Oliveira, boom, that's a lifetime of hard work paying off when he wins the UFC lightweight title. And it's going to go up, 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 up from here. For one, Michael Chandler, if he's able to get the job done. Charles Oliveira wins. This is going to be a guy who slowly but surely crept his way up and really turned himself into one of the best fighters in the world, because nobody does that to Tony Ferguson. What he was able to do to Tony Ferguson in that fight, in the last fight he had, dude, absolutely fucking insane. I mean, he has great grappling, great grappling, great submissions, great wrestling, great striking, great kicks. Charles Oliveira can do it all. He's a cool ass dude. I'm excited for him. I mean, if he's able to get the job done, by all means, that will be a great fight, a great win for him. But Michael Chandler, like I said, a lifetime of hard work, fighting in the best organizations outside the UFC, and then winning, and overall only having 5 losses throughout his entire career. And he's lost to some good guys. I can name like 3 of his losses. 2 of the losses were to Will Brooks, he used to fight in the UFC. Will Brooks, Eddie Alvarez, Patricio Pitbull, and I forgot the first one. So he lost to Will Brooks twice. The first one by split decision, the second one by TKO, and then he lost to Eddie Alvarez back in the day. Lost to Patricio Pitbull. I don't remember the first loss though. But hey, the reason is he hasn't really lost too much. The main point is that he hasn't lost that much. So he has a big opportunity tonight for sure. And for the audio listeners, UFC 262. Obviously, we're talking about UFC 262, and you can't, like, if you weren't able to capture what we're talking about, like I said, it's a different. The reason why I said that is a different experience when you're looking in the camera, literally recording yourself, and obviously, like I said, recording myself on multiple platforms. Like, audio is being recorded as we speak, and video is being recorded as we speak, and this is gonna go on like multiple platforms too. So that's really kind of wild. We haven't really done this in a while, so it hasn't been. This is the most consistent I think that I've been with it. So it's really exciting. So man, 6 years in the motherfucking building, baby. This on average, an hour and 30 minutes times 348. Let's try it. Let's check it out. I want to look up the math. On average, it says about 452. Now, I don't know if that's accurate for hours, but 452 hours sounds pretty fucking accurate, man. I mean, I'm not gonna be one to go and calculate the amount of hours that I've put in altogether for this 6th year anniversary of the pod. But pretty damn sure the time is definitely up there. But yeah, so later on today, UFC 262 does air. I will be able to watch it a couple hours later though. That sounds so fishy. Like if I were to legally stream it, which I'm not. I literally have work. I have the ESPN Plus app on both phones. Able to check it out. We'll check it out. Probably will catch some of the prelims as well too, so I mean, that's always good. It's always great having a fight night. It's always refreshing. It's always good watching a couple really good prelims and then going into your job or doing whatever it is you have to do. Notice I always work nights because I like my sleep. That's why I work nights. I like my sleep. You know what I mean? What do we at? Disgusting. We're at 45 minutes, so I don't want the Instagram live to cut off. So I mean, well, at probably about 47, we'll cut the live broadcast off. We'll cut the live broadcast off, but we'll keep the podcast on. So for the audio listeners, I do appreciate you guys for all joining us here. Just generally an entire show available on. I think we lined it up to. It's only probably like a couple minutes ahead, so probably about. No, we probably got about a good 6 or 7 minutes left here on the program. So, as promised, guys, we are gonna circulate back to UFC 262 fight picks. We're gonna make some official fight picks. I have to go off what it says on verdict, though. I mean, how about we make podcast picks, right? Like I said, I fucking going with Charles Oliveira to win by submission. I just said that. There's no going back. Unless you look at my... I'm going off what verdict says. Whatever I put on verdict is what going to happen. But like, that would be a massive upset would be Charles Oliveira to win by submission. Dariush knocking out Tony Ferguson would be an ideal scenario for people that want to talk about underdog picks. Tony Ferguson getting back in the mix, however, would be very beneficial for him. I was just thinking about this yesterday and thinking, like, he's not necessarily that far away. I mean, he lost to Justin Gaethje, who then went and fought for the title. Lost. Okay, that's all right. He stopped him, didn't he? Wasn't it about like a TKO loss? He stopped him. But, Charles Oliveira, man. He wasn't even supposed to fight Justin Gaethje. That was a short notice fight. If they fought again, it would be a different outcome, right? But yeah, so Tony Ferguson goes and fights Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira fights for the UFC lightweight title tonight against Michael Chandler. That's not a bad guy to lose to. So, I mean, coming off of a loss, that's impressive for Justin Gaethje to snap Tony Ferguson's win streak like that and be the first guy to do it. I'm gonna come right now. Oh yeah. Just poured another cup, mate. Interesting fight. Really interesting to see, especially for Tony, because this one intrigues me definitely. Because Tony Ferguson comes forward, he's just non-stop action, non-stop coming forward, continues to push forward and doesn't stop. Jesus Christ, he keeps coming forward. He makes a fight. He brings a fight every single time, for sure. And he also, like I said, he busts you up. If you're not ready for Tony Ferguson's pace and all that, oh, dude, it's gonna be a long-ass night for you. Daniil Dariush, you better get ready for that shit, man, because Tony Ferguson's gonna bring it. Very classy guy, very nice guy, too, so it's kind of crazy seeing Tony Ferguson getting mad, or kind of being a little bit disrespectful to Daniil at the press conference and shit the other day, but, hey, man, they're in for a fight. These guys are fighters, and, like I said, we will see the action going down here later tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. Let's take a selfie here on the podcast, though, for 6-year anniversary, man. I can't believe this. The 6th year anniversary episode. You motherfuckers better stream that shit. We're available on Spotify. We're available on Apple Podcasts. We're available everywhere you get your podcasts and your shows, exclusively on Spotify podcasts. Also, like I said, the last few episodes that we've done of the podcast will be available on Instagram, TV, or you just scroll over, click on over, whatever it is you do. Follow me on Instagram, GTheKing_official, to listen and watch the last couple episodes of Kicking It with the King, our Instagram lives. We're also available on YouTube as well. And you can check out every single episode, ladies and gentlemen. No ads. Ad-free on YouTube. If you listen to the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, we do have ads in the beginning. The audio edition, you're able to enjoy the sounds of the great podcast in your ears, while when you watch the lives, you get the extreme. You get the action, live, HD, right in front of your face, which is better in a lot of ways. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, very addicting to do these lives. So we're going to continue to keep doing these lives. I salute each and every one of you guys. By the next time we talk, it will be literally 6 years now, and we're going to keep on going, baby. 6 years. So here's salute to 6 years more, man. We're going to nearly be, we're 50 episodes away, sincerely, from 400 episodes. We're going to keep on going. Maybe we do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20, 24, 27, 3 episodes a week. What if we upgraded to that, man? How about the Sugar Show? Shout out to Sean O'Malley. He has a fight coming up. Who's Sean O'Malley? Before we get out of here, Sean, who's he fighting next? I think it's what's his name? Hawaiian dude. It's a Hawaiian dude. Luis Smolka, I think. A lot of fans won't know who that is, but if you do know who he is, you're obviously a hardcore fight fan, but hardcore Sean O'Malley fans will be hardcore against him. Luis Smolka's a tough guy too, so it's going to be a tough fight. Really interesting to see how that one goes. Salute though, ladies and gentlemen, as we end our show. Great show today. Like I said, we done 3 shows this entire week since basically 3 shows in about 10 days. So hey, we're gonna keep on doing more shows. Let's take a quick sip. Ooh. I cannot slam things like that. Man, try that a little bit. A birthday cake. Look like a fucking OG boss. Look at this shit, man. Yeah. If you're listening to the pod and you're into consuming cannabis products, pull that shit out and hit it right now. Hit that shit right now. Hit that shit right now as we wrap up episode 300 and motherfucking 49 of Kicking It with the motherfucking king. What's the title to be? The 6th year anniversary episode. 348. I thought we were on at 349. Well, thanks for tuning in for episode 300 and what is it? 49? Now we're on it. Wait. 349. No, 348. 348. So we returned on Wednesday of this year, or this week, of this year. What the fuck? There's hella Wednesdays in this year. We returned Wednesday. We returned Thursday. We were off Friday. We returned Saturday. For fuck's sakes, we might even come back for the next one tomorrow. Who knows? We have a lot of crazy fun here. We're gonna take it. We're not leaving until this is gone. All right. It's gone. When you leave beer after so long, oh my god, this becomes so fucking nasty, dude. So motherfucking nasty. Let's take one final hit for episode 348 of Kicking It with the King. Like I said, follow me on Instagram, GTheKing_official, KWTK Pod on Instagram as well. Real G the King on Twitter and KWTK Pod on Twitter and Instagram as well. Click the link in my Instagram bio too to have access to my Insta bio, access to my Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, all in one spot. This episode will be available, like I said, on YouTube, ad-free, with subtitles. Can you believe YouTube added subtitles to Instagram live videos? They were able to capture and get that. That's badass, though. Let's take one last hit, then we'll get it out of here, ladies and gentlemen. One more. Promise. And DJ, it's all yours. Thanks for tuning into this late episode of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back sooner rather than later. I mean, the fact that we did like 3 podcasts back to back means and shows you that we're probably going to be back pretty soon. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss me too much, but we are out of here. DJ, it is all yours. We're out of this bitch. Bye, folks.